the last keeper of the eternal flame. In a world where magic ebbed and flowed through the fabric of life, there existed a sacred flame that had burned for millennia. Known as the eternal flame, it was the heart of the world's magic, sustaining the balance between light and dark, life and decay, order and chaos. The flame burned in the Temple of Soria, a sprawling, ancient structure atop Mount Eltharion, surrounded by unyielding cliffs and veiled in perpetual mist. The eternal flame had always been guarded by a lineage of keepers, chosen at birth, who dedicated their lives to its protection. They were bound by solemn vows, their purpose singular, to ensure that the flame never extinguished, for its demise would herald the collapse of their world. The choosing of Alara. Alara was only a child when she was brought to the temple. Born during a celestial convergence, her birth was marked by a glowing sigil on her palm, the symbol of the flame. Her village rejoiced, knowing she was destined for greatness. But for Alara, it marked the end of her life as she knew it. She was taken from her family and raised in the temple, where her days were filled with rigorous training, arcane studies, and solemn rituals. Her mentor, Keeper Theros, was a stern man with a heavy heart. He had seen the toll the position took on its bearers and tried to shield Alara from the knowledge of the sacrifices she would make. But as the years passed, Alara grew into her role. She became wise beyond her years, her connection to the flame deepening as she learned to draw upon its power to heal, protect, and ward off the growing shadows that threatened the world. A world in decline. By the time Alara ascended to her full duties, the world was changing. The balance was faltering. The shadows were growing stronger. Whispers of unrest reached the temple as kingdoms fell into disarray, their rulers blinded by greed and ambition. Ancient creatures, long thought to be myth, began to re-emerge, wreaking havoc on the lands. The flame itself began to falter, flickering weakly for the first time in centuries. Theros, on his deathbed, revealed to Alara a terrible truth. The flame's strength was tied to the collective harmony of the world. As greed and despair consumed the hearts of its people, the flame waned, and its keepers grew weaker. "You must find a way to rekindle the hope in the world," Theros had told her, his voice a whisper. "You are the last, Alara. If you fail, all will be lost." The journey. With those words etched into her heart, Alara embarked on a perilous journey beyond the temple. For the first time, she left the safety of Mount Eltharion, descending into a world she had only read about. What she found shocked her. Towns in ruins, forests reduced to ash, and people living in fear. Alara began her quest by spreading small acts of kindness and magic. She healed the wounded, mended broken homes, and shared stories of the flame's enduring power. Along the way, she gathered a band of unlikely allies. Kale, a reformed thief with a heart of gold. Saran, a warrior haunted by his past. And Nissa, a wandering scholar who believed in the flame's lore. Their journey took them to forgotten corners of the world, where they sought artifacts and knowledge to restore the flame's strength. In a ruined library, they uncovered an ancient prophecy that spoke of the eternal flame's true nature. It was a mirror of the world's spirit. To save the flame, Alara needed to reignite the spirit of unity and hope among the people. The final stand. As Alara and her companions neared the end of their journey, they faced their greatest challenge. The dark sorcerer Maldrak, a former keeper who had turned against the flame, sought to extinguish it and claim its power for himself. Maldrak believed that only through destruction could a new world arise, one where he alone would reign supreme. The final confrontation took place in the heart of the temple. Maldrak's forces stormed the sanctuary, and the flickering flame seemed on the verge of extinction. Alara, drawing on every lesson and ounce of strength she had, confronted Maldrak in a battle of wills and magic. As their powers clashed, Alara realized the key to victory was not in defeating Maldrak, but in restoring hope. She reached out to the people of the world, using the flame to show them visions of what could be a world of light, unity, and peace. Across the lands, people rallied, their collective belief reigniting the flame. With a final surge of energy, the eternal flame blazed brighter than ever, banishing Maldrak's darkness and restoring balance. The legacy of the Keeper. Though victorious, Elara knew her task was far from over. The flame burned brightly once more, but it required constant vigilance and the collective will of the people to thrive. Elara returned to her role as Keeper, but this time, she was not alone. Her companions stayed by her side, and the world, inspired by her actions, began to rebuild. Elara's name became legend, but she cared little for glory. Her only desire was to protect the flame and nurture the hope it represented. For as long as the eternal flame burned, so too would the promise of a brighter future. And so, the last Keeper became the first of a new era, where the flame was not just a symbol of magic, but of unity, courage, and an unyielding will to persevere.